Okay, this video is about back pain. I was doing some research last week and something that I read that I felt was like really astounding. I'm like 80% of Americans, and I'm like 80%, that's a lot of people. So it made me think about my own individual case because I know that I experience back pain. So I decided, I went to my Facebook page and I posted something about lower back pain. I asked the people on my Facebook page. By the way, my Facebook page is Bodynomics. So put this video on pause, go to Facebook, type in Bodynomics, and make sure you like my page. Just hit the little like button on my page and you're a member. But back to the video. So I went to my Facebook page and I asked the women about back pain. And there were women on my page that had back pain. So I was like, maybe I should do a video about it because I've been, like I said, I've experienced back pain and I still do now. Is it livable? Can I live with this back pain? Yes, because it's not really that bad. So it's a condition that I can live with because I only have back pain when I wake up in the morning. Like, I don't know what goes on with me while I'm sleeping, but when I wake up in the morning, my lower back is so stiff. Like, I can barely move. But soon as I bend over and stretch, within 5 or 10 minutes, I'm fine. And I go on with my day. And this is every morning. I'm going to say this is most mornings. It's not every morning, but most mornings. So it doesn't matter where I'm sleeping at. Am I in the hotel or if I'm at home or it doesn't matter. It's just my back is stiff when I wake up in the morning. So I've been to a couple of back doctors and they're never able to tell me anything about my lower back pain. They did x-rays and I've been to a doctor in South Carolina. I've been to several in South Carolina, several doctors in Maryland, and no one can really tell me why I have lower back pain. They have all said something about my lower back curve. Like I have an exaggerated lower back curve. So they were saying that that may very well have something to do with it. But they also told me about putting like top loading, like putting a barbell on my shoulders when I'm doing squats. So that's why I really stopped with the squats where I placed the barbell here, and I started doing squats where I place the barbell, I mean say the dumbbells or something in my hand, because they said by loading something up here, it like put pressure on my lower back since it already curves. So I don't know how many of you that's watching this video experience any type of lower back pain, but if you're doing squats and you're putting heavy weights on your shoulders, it could very well, if you have that lower back curve, it could very well have something to do with the lower back, because with it curving like that, you're putting pressure on your spine and you're putting pressure on that lower curve. So I stopped doing squats where I place the barbell. If I put anything up here, it's not heavy at all. So, and that's why I did a video about other ways to build your glutes and your thighs other than squats. So, another thing that I do that has something, I feel like that has something to do with my lower back pain, I sit a lot. Like, I had to sit and think like, gosh, I do sit a lot because I'm either on a plane, and sometimes I can be on a plane for 5, 6, 7 hours at a time, just sitting the entire time. I never get up. I drive a lot, so sometimes I'm driving for 7, 8, 9 hours straight. I'm a driver. And I sit at my desk a lot. Like I can sit at my desk. I can get up in the morning, go upstairs, sit at my desk, and sit at that desk for 7, 8 hours straight. I promise you. I may get up and get something to drink and sit right back down. Sitting makes those hip flexor muscles tight. So it's said that you need to get up every 2 to 3 hours to stretch, but I don't listen to that a lot of times. I sit there, work, and next thing you know, I'm like, gosh, I've been sitting here a long time. So any of you who have lower back pain and you sit a lot, those muscles probably needs to be stretched. And this what this video, I'm going to show you how to stretch the hip flexors, the hamstrings, and the glutes, because those muscles needs to be stretched and elongated. The hip flexors is basically 3 main muscles. You have the psoas muscle, you have the iliacus muscle, and you have the rectus femoris. Now the rectus femoris is more like a quad muscle, but the psoas muscle attaches to your lower back and it comes and attaches to the femur. The iliacus muscle attaches to the top of the hip and it comes and it attaches to the femur. And the femur is your bone in your thigh, this main bone here. So when those muscles are tight, they are overactive and they are short. So when you're sitting in this position, it's making them short. So they need to be stretched. So I'm going to show you how to stretch those muscles. We're going to also stretch the hamstrings, and we're also going to stretch the glutes. Now, I've noticed when I stretch these muscles before I go to bed at night, the next morning my lower back is not stiff. So if I take 5 to 10 minutes and get beside my bed, get my mat and stretch for 5 or 10 minutes, go to bed, wake up, I don't have a stiff back. So I contribute my lower back pain to just having tight muscles. So I have to continuously stretch those muscles. That could be your problem and could not be your problem. But in another video, we're also going to address the core muscles, which is the stabilization muscle that stabilizes the core and basically stabilizes the body, because a lot of people have those muscles that's weak. Everybody have those muscles, but some of our muscles are weak, and that can contribute to lower and upper back pain, just back pain in general. You do not want to go into a stretch or out of a stretch fast. You don't want to bounce into a stretch and you don't want to bounce up out of a stretch. It's not good for your muscles, your tendons, your ligaments. It's not good for any of that. You always want to gradually and slowly go into a stretch and come up out of a stretch. You don't want to end up with any sprains, strains, or tears. You don't want to end up with any of that. So you got to be really careful with stretching. Stretching should not hurt. You should feel a stretch and that's it. If you're feeling pain, you need to stop and figure out why you're feeling that pain. Certain type of stretches and certain type of putting your body in certain positions are just not for everyone. So if you're feeling any type of pain, figure out why you're feeling pain. Maybe you're doing it the wrong way, or maybe you're doing it too fast. So always slow down with stretching. Just slow down. You're not in a hurry. This is not a race. You're trying to elongate your muscles. So just take it easy. And when you first feel a stretch in your muscles, hold for like 30 seconds. Hold. And then when you've held it for 30 seconds, then you can stretch a little further till you feel another little stretch and hold it for 30 seconds. You lean forward, and the whole time remember to draw in the region below your belly button. You want to pull it in, suck it in, because it helps activate the muscles in your core when you draw this in, and it also helps stabilize the spine. So you're drawing this in and you're leaning forward. And soon as you start feeling a stretch, this is where you should be feeling the stretch. Soon you start feeling the stretch, hold. and you want to hold for 30 seconds. And remember, you're holding this part in, drawing in under the belly button, and you're holding this for 30 seconds. And after your 30 seconds, if you want to lean forward a little more and hold that for 30 seconds, you're doing even more of a stretch to your hip flexors. Now for a little progression, if you want to bring this arm up and rotate a little bit backwards, you're feeling the stretch all the way down. So you're opening all of this up. And you're bending a little to the side. And like I said, you're opening all of this up. Now you're stretching all of this. Lower yourself and you start feeling the stretch right here. If you want to progress, bring this up, lean to the side. Hold for 30 seconds while holding this region pulled in. And if you want to stretch a little more after the 30 seconds, lean down a little more. These are your quads. And remember, they're part of the hip flexor muscles. So we're stretching them. Now, some people can't balance. If you can't do that, try to do two things. Maybe try to hold out one of your arms to try to balance. Or you can try to find something on the floor that you can focus on. Focus on it. And it'll help you balance to keep from jumping around. But also, remember, you're drawing in these muscles, the region under your belly button. You're drawing this in. I'm focusing, or you can hold this arm out. You have this pulled in, and you're stretching this. You don't want to bring it up too high. You want to stay straight. And hold for 30 seconds. And you should feel it in the front of your quads, right in front of your thigh. And for even more progression, you can always get a band or a towel. Put it around your ankle. And pull. Don't pull too much, just till you feel a light stretch. And hold for 30 seconds. You take this leg and cross it over this one. Take your hands and go between your thighs. And bring your knee, pull your knee towards your chest slowly. And hold for 30 seconds. And you should feel the stretch right in here. Now, for a progression, to make it a little harder and to get a little more of a stretch, you take this hand while still holding this thigh and pull this one, push it away from your chest, just a little. And when you do this, you'll feel even more stretch here. So you're pulling this way and you're pushing with this hand. And you're holding that for 30 seconds. You take this leg, cross it over this thigh, and you twist your upper body. And you should feel the stretch in your glutes. Make sure you're keeping this knee up. You're not letting this knee sag, because if it sags, you don't feel the stretch. So you're keeping it pulled towards you. You're holding for 30 seconds. And you will feel the stretch. You do the same thing for the other side. Bring it up, hold it, twist your body. These are your hamstrings. You want to bring your torso towards your thighs. You don't want to bend your head and everything towards your knees. You want to keep your head sort of in line with your shoulders and your torso. So you're basically bringing your torso towards your thighs. And you should feel the stretch right behind your thighs. Now you can grab your ankles if you're able to, or you can grab your toes. If this is difficult, bend your knees a little so it'll make it a little easier. And once you start progressing, you can flatten and keep your knees flattened. A band or a towel around the ball of your foot and make sure it's secure. Making sure your knee is straight. Now, if it hurts, lower your legs some. But you want to try to keep your knee straight so you can feel that stretch. And when you're able to bring it up more, bring it up a little more. And just hold. And you'll notice after you've held it for 30 seconds, your muscles are a little looser, so you're able to bring it up a little more.